You're watching the Tarot Insight channel. So I'm going to see if I can get some general and yet helpful information for everything that's going to be going on in the next 12 months. So the general ambiance coming in is one of celebration. That's the energy for the next 12 months. That is the advice, to let go and to celebrate life, your life, the lives of others, all that good stuff right there. Now, let's move on to the first house. And the first house is about impressions, immediate impressions that are likely to be made. This is the general advice. So be loyal and true to yourself with first impressions. Make sure you are so you that no one gets this impression of otherwise, because this is something you're going to be expected to live up to with any dealings with anyone who you are making an impression on. And it's going to be very important to you to make this impression of your true self on someone in particular who you are really feeling, who you come into contact with, so that there won't be any misrepresentations, any confusion, because we know that sometimes happens. So let's take a very close look at who you'll be meeting based on your sign, who you are likely to, either you will be meeting them or they'll be meeting you. You both will be meeting each other, but how it's going to factor into why it's coming in is very, very important here, so that someone knows how loyal you are up front with whatever is going on. So if you are an air sign of Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, you will be making a very good impression on a Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. If you are a Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, you are going to be making an exceptional impression on another Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. Doesn't mean you won't make really good impressions on others. This is just a very, very good impression coming in here. If you are, okay, that was for fire signs. If you are an earth sign of Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, just taking a look at your forecast, you are going to make a wonderful impression on an Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. And if you are a water sign of Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio, you will be making a marvelous impression. What's this? On another Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. So now let's move into the second house of physical environment. The one thing that is coming in as advice for the physical environment, anything that you really want your physical environment to be, whether it's security, whether it's, being luscious with whatever you have going on, plush or what have you, or just basic necessities, whatever it is that makes you feel comfortable in your immediate physical environment. The advice is coming in no matter what sign you are here, as this is a disciplined type of very nurtured vibe I'm getting here. This is, you can do this. This is coming in as if you have pets. Guess what? You were blessed with these pets because you are going to be able to provide for these pets. This is this foreshadowing of, yes, told you so. Yes, you are provided for. Yes, the divine is watching your back, watching, the backs of the people who you're there for, because you have this confidence within you. And guess what? There are provisions being made. This is providence being made here. This is providence that has already been made, in fact. So when it comes to your physical environment, the verse is coming in, that old scripture of, the flowers. The flowers don't toil. They don't worry. They don't have to worry about being dressed, because guess what? This is a provision. This is your capacity to make your circumstances great. It's coming in as being absolutely something that is falling into place for you, as far as within the physical environment and things that are going to make you feel the most confident and comfortable. Now let's see if there's any additional advice coming in for air signs of Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Just make sure that you have whatever it takes to stay as strong as possible within your physical environment, because you're going to feel at your best when you're able to really have that room to circulate, work out, or even if mentally you need a lot of books or whatever it is that makes you feel strong mentally, physically, spiritually. Make sure that is within your home. That is what's going to help you to feel most hospitable to others as well as to yourself. If you're a fire sign of Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, your physical environment is going to be at the max if you make sure you have room for adventure. This is contemplating adventure. This is feeling good about not having to have a lot of, experience in something. So what if you are not experienced in decorating, even if you are, whatever the case may be, if you're not experienced in something, just being friendly, family friendly, friendship friendly to, making sure your environment is friendly. So whatever it is that you may be wet behind the ears with, if you want to learn about something else, making sure you have that there in place. If you are new to doing things in a way that is going to come into play as saving, if you want to save on electricity, make sure you're updated with everything solar or everything electric. If you want to make sure you have things, a certain way, just preparing yourself for anything that may come up and be, like an emergency. So you have that in place so that you can feel as comfortable as possible, even though you may not be, you may be a novice to whatever you're surrounding yourself with. And just as long as you have those how-tos, you're going to feel more comfortable in your space. If you are an earth sign of Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, when it comes to the physicalities you have going on, just make sure you have things that you may feel tempted with. So if you're going to be tempted to go out and say, or just, I don't know if you're going to be tempted to order things or what you're going to be tempted to do as far as if you have your budget there, if you have your budget handy, whatever this is coming in with this temptation here, placing it, magnetizing it to, your fridge or whatever else it is, any reminders, anything like that, anything that is going to keep you from being led astray through temptation. If you're trying to, stop doing something, if you're trying to cease or start doing something, just having reminders around your place, that is going to be something that is going to ultimately help you to feel much more comfortable in your physical setting. If you are a water sign of Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, making sure you are ultimately super relaxed, making sure you have vibes of just comfort around you so that you feel your least anxious at home. This is what's coming in here, making sure you have the hot tub warmed up or whatever you need at a moment's notice to help you. You're stacked up, you're stocked up on the things, whether it's ice cream, whether it's medication, whatever the case may be, you're stocked up in some way that is going to help you to feel the most at home within your dwelling. So that's what's coming in for everybody so far. Let's look at the third house. We're talking about what is going into thinking, what is going into anything having to do with instant messaging comes into the third house of communication as well. So the general advice collective is coming in as just hanging in there with everything that's going on, not giving up, being able to hang in there in the forest despite all the other trees, seeing the trees despite the forest, being as resilient as possible. That is what's coming in to play when it comes to communication. So there could be someone who, tests you by pushing your buttons when it comes to communication. If you want to know who is going to present you with a time where you're going to need additional patience in dealing with them so that you can kind of brace yourself and be prepared, let's check into those individuals coming in there. Okay, so let's go with air signs of Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. A Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio is coming in as someone who you're going to want extra patience in dealing with when it comes to communication. For Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, it's a Taurus, Capricorn, or a Virgo. For a Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo, it's a Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries, who you may need some extra patience in dealings with when it comes to communications and being really clear. And also when it comes to Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, there is a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio who you are going to want to ultimately have as much self-control, when it comes to dealing with them, or just really break things down extra well when it comes to explaining something to someone of that sign. That is the forecast of who is going to require the most patience from you when it comes to communication and issues that fall underneath that communication area. The fourth house of foundations and basic security. The advice for all signs coming in as, yes, things may be a bit difficult. Yes, you may feel like it's a stretch. It's a little bit, a lot to handle, a lot on your plate when it comes to security. This is actually a warning to be super aware of your surroundings. And when it comes to, watching out for yourself and those who you love, those who you care about, or what have you, just making sure you keep working hard to make sure you have the proper foundation for whatever you're trying to build or for anything that's security related. So be on your P's and Q's in that department and you should be good. When it comes to self-expression, what's coming in as far as the fifth house is to just be about whatever you feel the most strongly, concerning. And that is going to really work wonders for you when it comes to self-expression. Anything that you feel very strongly about, you're going to have that additional passion that's going to help you to really gain all of the, I'm thinking attention, but that's not really the word I'm looking for here. To call attention to something that you want to call attention to, go ahead and do that through self-expression, and you will be able to do that in a very, very outstanding fashion. That's what's coming in. So the sixth house of schedules, diet, and healthy living. The advice coming in for all signs: water, earth, air, fire. It's coming in as temperance. Being very temperate. That is, not overdoing things, be it exercise or just, chilling, resting too much, anything, as long as it's not too much. That's the advice that's coming in. You'll be able to be as well-rounded as possible and reach your health goals as long as, you stay on an even keel with them. And that's what's coming in. As far as scheduling, not over scheduling. That is also coming into play as being the advice coming in for all signs. So moving into the seventh house of partnership. Ooh. So we have protection. Protect your heart. Yes, good looking out for your own heart. Yes, it's not selfish. It's you knowing, hey, you're not out here to hurt anyone or what have you. Definitely knowing that you have to have your guards up within the area of partnerships, because this is the advice that's coming in for whatever reason. Why do you have to have your guard up when it comes to partnership? Don't you want to break free of that? Let me see if I can get some clarity on why this is coming in as being important and something not to overlook when it comes to partnerships and relationships, because there are some selfish individuals out here. That is their weakness. They're a bit selfish. However, it's not to say that they're not really positive deep down inside. This is just something that everyone has not overcome yet, if at all. So this is something to be aware of when it comes to partnerships and relationships. Moving into the eighth house of mysteries and bonding. The advice coming in for all signs is there is some good luck. There is going to be a change for the better for everyone who needs that change. Also, when it comes to mysteries, things are going to be revealed in a very, this is fortunate, a very fortunate manner. That's what's coming in here. Bonding also is going to be for the best. So if you're bonding with someone and you're not exactly sure, maybe I should be protecting my heart like that. Advice I got, yes. However, if there's bonding that's taking place naturally there, that is a very good sign, a very good indicator that things are on the right path when it comes to anything having to do with bonding. The ninth house of risk. So this is risks, adventures, long distance travel, religious matters, publishing even, and broadcasting. The advice coming in for all signs is to stop doing anything that has led to disparaging scenarios. Okay, so if you're thinking, you can continue doing something and just tweak it a little bit, the advice is actually to just not do that. Just throw out the whole way you've been doing something. If, say, you've been trying to get something published and it hasn't been working a certain way, however you are presenting whatever it is that you're trying to put out there, when it comes to taking a risk, even when it comes to traveling, do it differently. Because even if things have been going correctly, really wonderfully for you, you're going to get better results according to this advice coming in if you change things up and do things a little bit differently. And that's what's coming into play here. So if you have been taking a risk, the advice here is also to try to clamp down on yourself or whatever is risky so that, so that things will be at their optimum, that things will be very smooth here. This is the advice coming in with your ninth house dealings of adventures, risks, and so forth and so on. Let's check out what's going on in the 10th house, corporations and career paths. So you will be recognized for any hard work. That's what's showing up here. Someone is going to be rewarded in a really big way. In fact, all efforts that are true to nature, the best that you can do, the best work that you can put into something is showing up as something that's going to pay off. You know how sometimes, you may water something, I know one time myself, my sister, my mom, we planted some watermelon. I guess we just didn't really know what we were doing. We never got anything back. This is what I'm getting here. There's going to be a return on whatever you're doing here. Awards or whatever. It could, it may not be planting. It may be something else. However, there is a return here. There are also compliments. Someone is going to notice any hard work you're putting into yourself, into your relationships, or anything, that you're doing as far as otherwise. So that's what's coming in here. And 11th house. We're on the 11th house of social events, surprises, and sudden occurrences. So what's the advice here? So, this is really, really pretty cool here. Queen of Swords. Woo! So we're on the 11th house. I don't want to go too fast. I'm not going too fast, y'all. So when it comes to the Queen of Swords, we're talking about telling other people directly. Exactly. So when you're in social scenarios, you don't want to file things down because people are going to be talking. They're going to be talking. And if something, like say someone has a perfume or an oil coming out, whatever it is, a lotion or any type of product, just being able to let that person know, point blank, it's a little woodsy for me. Other people may like it, whatever the case may be, but just be prompt and be specific with your answers, and it's going to work miracles. People are going to be able to turn things around. Maybe something was going to fail because someone wasn't honest with them about something that they were doing. Not like heartbreaking type of, honesty, but just kind of like letting a person know point blank and kind of like washing it down with, some sweetness, but just letting them know so that they have a clue. Because sometimes we can get really excited about the things that we're doing, and it can help to, have someone there who's going to tell you something, but not be really, cold-hearted about whatever they're saying. Also, when it comes to events or surprises, social events, who can you expect an invitation from? So if you are an air sign of Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, you will be able to expect an invitation from. Okay, so my cards are getting a little worn out here. I think this is the High Priestess here. So anyway, a Virgo is going to be inviting you to some social event, as well as a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, water sign. If you are a Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, so you can expect the event That's going to be forthcoming. There's another Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries person who will be inviting you to some social event. If you are a Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo, you can expect a sudden event that you are invited to with a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. And if you are a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, a sudden event is going to come in with a Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo person. So you can expect an invitation to something going on socially that you may be able to enjoy. So that's something I want to mention. So we are easing into the 12th house of hidden agendas, completions, and endings. The advice is to try not to lose too much sleep. That's what I'm getting here. Something may be kind of worrisome about the hidden agendas of others. So let's look at what's coming in as far as who has a possible hidden agenda. Something justice related is coming in as far as people having hidden agendas that are justice related. So that is the advice. Be very aware of the fact that some people have some sort of hidden agenda related to something that they feel like is going to be more fair for either them or their group. And so they're willing to go the extra mile, and it may not, be the best thing ever, but that's coming in. So justice. So that's something to think about when it comes to hidden agendas that you can bust wide open. Let's look at things that are ending versus things that will be completed. So if you are an Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, something is going to be completed with a Virgo, and something is going to end with a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. If you are a Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries, chances are things are about to be completed with an Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, while they are likely to end with an Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. This is a different air sign here who it's ending with. If you are a Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, the forecast shows that there's a completion coming in with a sign of Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, and there's an ending likely to happen with someone who has been judging you rather harshly. For some of you guys, it's coming in as, I believe this is the Hierophant, so it's a Taurus. And for some of you guys, I'm getting a Gemini sign. So, endings. I'm feeling like going into detail for a Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. Endings are coming in with a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. You're not going to have to deal with something going on with them or them anymore. Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. I'm trying to cover everybody. There is a completion. Oh, we did, you guys, because it was air signs. So reshuffle here. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. There's completion coming in with an Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, and there's an ending coming in that you can expect with a Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. Hey. See ya.